Have you ever wondered why so many people over 60 suddenly face clogged arteries even after years of eating well and staying active? The truth might surprise you, because artery blockage doesn't happen in a single day or week. It builds quietly beneath the surface for years, sometimes even decades, without sending any warning signals. By the time most adults notice symptoms like unexpected shortness of breath, unusual fatigue that won't go away, or tightness in the chest during simple activities, significant damage has already occurred inside their blood vessels. But here's something truly fascinating that recent medical research has uncovered. There's a simple, natural drink that, when consumed consistently over time, may actually help your arteries begin clearing themselves from the inside out. This isn't about quick fixes or miracle cures. It's about understanding how your body's natural healing systems work and giving them exactly what they need to function properly again. Make sure you stay with me until the very end of this video, because I'm going to reveal the single most common mistake that millions of seniors unknowingly make every single day. This mistake silently contributes to arterial blockage, and reversing it could help restore smoother, healthier blood flow in your body within just a few weeks. Before we dive deeper into this topic, I'd love to know more about you. How old are you right now? Which part of the world are you watching from today? And most importantly, how has your health been feeling lately? Please drop your answers in the comments section below, because your story matters and it helps build this wonderful community we're creating together. If you find the information in this video helpful, inspiring, or eye-opening, please take just a moment to hit that like button, press subscribe to join the Health Bloom family, share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, and leave a comment telling me what you think. Your support helps us reach more people who are searching for real answers to their health concerns. Now, let's begin uncovering what's truly happening inside your arteries and why understanding this could change everything about how you approach heart health. When your doctor discusses heart problems during your appointments, they often focus on things like high cholesterol levels or elevated blood pressure readings. These are important markers, but here's what many people don't realize. These numbers are actually symptoms pointing to a deeper problem, not the root cause itself. The real issue begins at a microscopic level, with damage occurring to the inner lining of your arteries, a delicate layer called the endothelium that most people have never even heard of, despite its critical importance. Think of your arteries as flexible garden hoses carrying precious life-giving blood throughout your entire body. Inside each of these hoses exists a thin protective layer, smooth and slippery, designed to keep blood flowing effortlessly without friction or resistance. Over time, however, various factors begin wearing down this protective barrier. High sugar intake from modern diets, chronic inflammation triggered by stress and poor nutrition, ongoing emotional stress that never seems to ease, smoking or exposure to secondhand smoke, and surprisingly, even lack of adequate sunlight exposure, all contribute to damaging this delicate endothelial layer. Once this protective lining becomes damaged, your body's intelligent repair system immediately recognizes it as an injury that needs fixing. Just like when you cut your finger and your body rushes resources to heal the wound, your cardiovascular system responds by sending cholesterol, calcium deposits, and various proteins to patch up the damaged area. This patch is what medical professionals call plaque, and it starts out soft and pliable, almost like toothpaste squeezed beneath the surface of your arterial walls. But here's where the problem escalates. As inflammation continues day after day, this soft plaque gradually hardens and calcifies, transforming into something resembling cement that progressively narrows the passageway inside your arteries. This narrowing forces your heart to work significantly harder with every single beat, which naturally raises your blood pressure readings. Even more concerning, it dramatically increases the risk of dangerous blood clots forming.
Since medical research shows that nearly 90% of heart attacks involve a blood clot blocking a critical artery, understanding this process reveals why so many seniors face serious cardiovascular complications seemingly out of nowhere. The key to actually reversing this dangerous cycle lies in understanding one small but incredibly powerful molecule that most people have never heard of. This molecule is called nitric oxide, and scientists often refer to it as the body's natural artery relaxer. When you're young and healthy, your arteries naturally produce abundant amounts of nitric oxide every single day. This remarkable molecule sends signals to your artery walls, telling them precisely when to relax and open wider, allowing blood to flow freely while keeping pressure levels normal and healthy. But something dramatic happens after you reach 60 years of age. Nitric oxide production levels drop dramatically, sometimes declining by more than half of what your body produced in your younger years. Without adequate nitric oxide circulating through your system, your arteries begin stiffening like old rubber bands that have lost their elasticity. Blood pressure rises steadily, and tiny dangerous clots become far more likely to form in narrowed vessels. The real tragedy here is that most conventional doctors focus primarily on lowering cholesterol numbers through medication or thinning the blood with daily aspirin, but they rarely address this missing molecule that serves as the actual foundation of arterial health. Your body desperately needs nitric oxide to maintain flexible, responsive arteries, yet this crucial element receives almost no attention in standard medical care. Fortunately, nature provides us with simple, accessible ways to boost nitric oxide production naturally, without expensive medications or complicated treatments.
Getting adequate sunlight exposure helps your body produce nitric oxide through your skin. Gentle, regular exercise stimulates nitric oxide release in your blood vessels. Even something as simple as breathing through your nose instead of your mouth increases nitric oxide levels in your respiratory system. Your body possesses far more intelligence and self-healing capability than most people ever realize, and tapping into these natural processes can create profound changes in your cardiovascular health. Even when plaque has already begun forming inside your arteries, your system comes equipped with a built-in cleanup crew specifically designed to reverse that dangerous buildup. Medical science calls this process reverse cholesterol transport, and understanding how it works can completely change your perspective on heart health. Think of reverse cholesterol transport as your body's internal street sweeping system, constantly working to keep your arterial highways clean and clear. This cleanup system operates through a special type of cholesterol known as HDL, or high-density lipoprotein, which most people know as good cholesterol. The primary job of HDL cholesterol is to travel continuously through your bloodstream like tiny garbage trucks, collecting excess cholesterol that has accumulated on your artery walls and transporting it safely back to your liver, where it can be recycled or eliminated from your body completely. But here's the critical problem that develops as we age. Chronic inflammation, excessive sugar intake from processed foods, and deficiencies in essential nutrients dramatically slow down this vital cleanup system. Your liver becomes less efficient at processing and removing cholesterol. HDL levels naturally decline with age, and the streets inside your body, meaning your arteries, stay clogged far longer than they should. This explains why some people maintain seemingly normal cholesterol numbers on their blood tests, yet still develop severely hardened arteries that lead to heart attacks or strokes. The issue isn't always about how much total cholesterol exists in your bloodstream. The real question is whether your body can effectively move cholesterol out of your arteries quickly enough before it causes permanent damage. Certain specific nutrients can actually wake up and supercharge this natural cleanup process, giving your body the tools it needs to clear arterial plaque more efficiently. One of the most effective nutrients for this purpose is niacin, also known as vitamin B3, a compound that has been studied extensively for its cardiovascular benefits. Niacin works by boosting HDL cholesterol production in your liver and helping pull accumulated cholesterol out of your artery walls much faster, like adding more powerful cleaning trucks to clear congested roads. Scientific studies have demonstrated that even relatively small doses of niacin can increase HDL cholesterol levels by up to 30% and significantly improve overall circulation in adults over 60 years old. Magnesium plays a quiet but absolutely critical role in maintaining arterial health and flexibility. This essential mineral acts as the signal that tells your arteries precisely when to relax and stay pliable. While calcium signals your muscles to contract and tighten, magnesium does exactly the opposite by helping them relax and remain flexible throughout the day. Without sufficient magnesium circulating in your system, arteries gradually stiffen and lose elasticity, blood pressure climbs steadily higher, and calcium can actually start depositing directly inside your artery walls where it absolutely doesn't belong. This calcium deposition is literally how arterial hardening begins and progresses over time. Remember that your arteries are surrounded by layers of smooth muscle tissue that must contract and relax properly to regulate blood flow. These muscles contract with calcium and relax with magnesium in a delicate balance. So if you've ever felt frustrated that your blood pressure seems to have a mind of its own despite your best efforts, it might not be a problem with your heart at all. The real issue could be chronically low magnesium levels preventing your arteries from relaxing properly. Here's another hidden enemy that silently damages arteries, and surprisingly, it's not fat, but rather sugar and refined carbohydrates. When people over 60 consume refined carbs or sweet foods regularly throughout the day, their blood sugar levels spike dramatically. Because elevated sugar is actually toxic to your cells in high concentrations, your body immediately releases insulin to sweep that excess sugar out of your bloodstream as quickly as possible. But after spending decades repeating this cycle multiple times every single day, your pancreas becomes completely overworked and exhausted. Your cells also become resistant to insulin signals, meaning insulin gradually loses its strength and effectiveness. That's precisely when excess sugar begins corroding and rusting the inside of your arteries, almost identical to how moisture causes corrosion in old metal plumbing pipes. Your body responds to this sugar damage by desperately sending cholesterol and calcium to patch up the corrosion, which forms layers of arterial plaque. This is exactly why even people who don't consume much dietary fat can still develop severely clogged arteries. The real culprit isn't the butter on your toast or the olive oil in your salad. It's the bread itself, the sodas you drink, the pastries you enjoy with coffee, and all those hidden sugars lurking in processed foods. Making the decision to cut back significantly on refined carbohydrates while focusing instead on whole, unprocessed foods gives your arteries a desperately needed break from constant sugar assault. In fact, research shows that following a low-carbohydrate or reduced sugar diet can lower dangerous liver fat by up to 40% in just 2 weeks, which directly improves blood flow quality and enhances your body's natural nitric oxide production. 2 overlooked nutrients, vitamin K2 and polyphenols, act like protective guards that keep calcium deposits and inflammation under tight control. Vitamin K2 functions like a traffic director, telling your body exactly where to send incoming calcium, guiding it into your bones and teeth where it belongs, rather than allowing it to accumulate inside your soft arterial tissues. Without adequate vitamin K2 circulating in your system, calcium can gradually build up in soft tissues throughout your body, slowly transforming flexible, elastic arteries into brittle, hardened pipes that can no longer respond properly to your body's needs.
Polyphenols, on the other hand, are powerful plant compounds found abundantly in colorful berries, green tea, red wine in moderation, and certain natural therapeutic drinks. These remarkable compounds work to protect the endothelial layer, that critically important thin lining inside your arteries that controls blood flow moment by moment. Think of polyphenols as an invisible shield that keeps the interior surface of your arteries smooth, slippery, and highly resistant to damage from oxidation, inflammation, and sugar corrosion.
Now that you understand clearly how arterial damage begins and progresses silently over years, let's discuss one of nature's most fascinating and scientifically validated solutions for supporting arterial health. This solution involves a simple natural drink made from raw cacao powder, and it's important to understand that this isn't the same product as standard cocoa powder that you find in most grocery stores. Regular cocoa powder has been heavily processed through high-heat roasting, which destroys many of its beneficial compounds. Raw cacao comes from the unrefined cacao bean in its pure, natural form, still containing its full spectrum of natural antioxidants, essential minerals, and special compounds called flavonols. These cacao flavonols are extraordinary plant compounds that literally act like natural medicine, specifically designed for your cardiovascular system. Here's exactly why raw cacao works so remarkably well for arterial health. Those naturally occurring flavonols directly stimulate a specific enzyme system in your endothelial cells that helps produce nitric oxide, the crucial molecule that relaxes and widens your blood vessels from the inside out. In simple terms, consuming raw cacao literally teaches your arteries how to open up and function properly again, restoring flexibility and responsiveness they may have lost decades ago. When this nitric oxide production increases naturally, blood pressure levels drop without medication, overall circulation improves throughout your entire body, and oxygen delivery to every organ and tissue increases dramatically. The effect is almost like doing a gentle exercise session while simply drinking from a cup. In fact, cardiovascular researchers discovered that consuming one serving of high flavanol cacao caused the same measurable level of vasodilation, meaning artery widening, as completing a session of moderate intensity exercise. And these beneficial effects aren't merely temporary improvements that disappear after a few hours. With consistent daily use over weeks and months, raw cacao actually helps your arteries remember and retain how to stay flexible and responsive on their own, creating lasting improvements in vascular function. Here's exactly how you can easily prepare this powerful arterial health drink right in your own kitchen without any special equipment. Start with 1 level teaspoon of raw organic cacao powder, which you can find at most health food stores or online retailers. Add this powder to a cup of warm water, but make absolutely sure the water isn't boiling hot. The temperature matters significantly because boiling water can destroy many of cacao's delicate beneficial compounds before you even consume them. Stir the mixture thoroughly until the powder dissolves completely with no clumps remaining. You can drink this mixture plain if you don't mind the naturally bitter taste of pure cacao, or you can mix in a small amount of natural sweetener like stevia or raw honey if needed to improve palatability. However, avoid using any refined white sugar because it completely cancels out the very cardiovascular benefits you're trying to achieve. For even better results that enhance the drink's effectiveness, you can add a small pinch of mineral-rich sea salt or pure magnesium powder, both of which help further relax your arterial walls and improve the absorption of cacao's beneficial compounds.
Some people prefer adding a splash of unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk for a creamier texture and more pleasant taste. If you're someone who enjoys drinking coffee regularly, make sure you consume your cacao drink at least 2 hours before or after your coffee. The reason is that caffeine slightly constricts your blood vessels, which can significantly reduce nitric oxide's full beneficial effect on arterial relaxation. And if you want to take this natural remedy to the next level and achieve even more dramatic results, there's one incredible ingredient you can add that works synergistically with cacao to multiply its benefits. That powerful addition is beetroot powder, and the combination creates something truly remarkable for cardiovascular health. Beetroot powder works beautifully in harmony with raw cacao because it contains high concentrations of natural nitrates, special compounds that your body can convert directly into nitric oxide through a simple biochemical process. While cacao stimulates your body's existing enzyme systems to produce more nitric oxide, beetroot actually donates the raw materials your body needs to manufacture it. When you combine these two powerful ingredients together, it's like giving your arteries a double boost from two different pathways simultaneously. One ingredient tells your arteries to open up and relax, while the other supplies the necessary fuel and building blocks to make that happen effectively. To prepare this enhanced combination drink, simply add half a teaspoon of organic beetroot powder to your prepared cacao drink. Mix everything thoroughly until both powders are completely dissolved, and enjoy this powerful combination once daily, ideally first thing in the morning on an empty stomach or at least 2 hours after eating a meal for optimal absorption. You might begin noticing warmer hands and feet within days, a clear sign that peripheral circulation is improving and blood is reaching your extremities more effectively. Many people report experiencing steadier, sustained energy throughout the day without the crashes associated with caffeine or sugar. Some even notice clearer, sharper thinking and improved mental focus after just 1 or 2 weeks of consistent use. These improvements are tangible signs that your circulation is genuinely improving and your body is successfully delivering more oxygen to exactly where it needs it most, including your brain, heart, muscles, and every vital organ. What makes this simple natural drink truly remarkable and worth incorporating into your daily routine is how consistently and thoroughly scientific research backs up its cardiovascular benefits. In one rigorous clinical study, adults between the ages of 50 and 80 who consumed a daily serving of high flavanol cacao for just 2 weeks experienced a dramatic, measurable improvement in arterial flexibility and endothelial function. Their blood vessels began functioning like those of people 20 to 30 years younger based on objective medical measurements. Other peer-reviewed studies have observed that regular cacao drinkers demonstrated significantly better blood flow to both the heart and brain, measurably lower blood pressure readings without medication, and even sharper cognitive function on standardized memory and thinking tests.
This makes perfect sense because healthy, flexible arteries don't just protect your heart from attacks and failure, they also continuously nourish your brain with oxygen and nutrients, improve your skin's appearance and healing, strengthen your muscles and joints, and support optimal function in every other organ system throughout your entire body. When circulation improves at the foundational level, literally every single cell in your body begins performing better and more efficiently. But the real lasting power of raw cacao lies not in short-term effects, but in its remarkable cumulative impact over time. The longer you drink it consistently, day after day, the more responsive and flexible your arteries gradually become. It's almost like patiently teaching your blood vessels to remember how to stay open, relaxed, and flexible, just like they did when you were younger. This means that while a single cup can certainly help improve your circulation today, consistent daily use over weeks and months helps your arteries rebuild genuine structural resilience that continues strengthening progressively. What you can realistically expect to experience over time with consistent use follows a predictable pattern. Within the first week of daily consumption, many people over 60 begin noticing slightly better sustained energy levels throughout the day and warmer hands or feet, both clear signs that peripheral circulation is beginning to improve.
After 2 to 3 weeks of regular use, you may experience more stable blood pressure readings, easier breathing during physical activities, or noticeably less morning stiffness in your joints and muscles. By the time you reach 4 to 6 weeks of consistent daily consumption, improvements typically compound upon each other as your body's systems synchronize. Blood flow becomes smoother and more efficient, arterial walls become more flexible and responsive, and everyday activities like climbing stairs, walking longer distances, or doing household chores start feeling considerably easier and less exhausting. Of course, every person's body is different and unique. Your age, current medications, existing health conditions, and overall lifestyle all play important roles in determining exactly how quickly you'll notice changes. But the fundamental goal remains the same regardless of individual differences: consistency over perfection. A single healthy habit practiced faithfully every single day does far more for your long-term heart health than dozens of temporary fixes or sporadic efforts that you can't maintain. Your arteries absolutely can heal and regenerate themselves, but they need adequate time, patience, consistent nourishment, and support to do so effectively. This isn't about trying to do everything perfectly all at once or making drastic overnight changes that feel overwhelming. It's about doing the right simple things every single day and allowing those small actions to compound into dramatic results over time. 1 cup of this natural therapeutic drink gives your cardiovascular system exactly what it's been missing for years or even decades: better, smoother blood flow throughout your entire body, stronger, more resilient vessel walls that can expand and contract properly, and significantly more oxygen successfully reaching every single cell in your body, from your brain to your toes.
Medical disclaimer. Before you start incorporating this drink or any other new health routine into your daily life, please take a moment to understand this important information. Every person's body is unique, with its own medical history, current conditions, and individual needs. This video has been created purely for informational and educational purposes only. Nothing in this video should be interpreted as medical advice or as a replacement for professional healthcare guidance. Always talk directly to your doctor or qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet, adding supplements, or adjusting medications, especially if you currently have conditions like heart disease, diabetes, kidney issues, or any other chronic health problems. Your doctor knows your complete medical history and can provide personalized guidance based on your specific situation. Let me give you a quick recap of everything we covered together today so you can remember the most important points. We began by identifying the real root cause of artery blockage, which is endothelial damage to the inner lining of your blood vessels, and how that damage triggers chronic inflammation, progressive arterial stiffness, and dangerous plaque buildup over time. Then we explored in detail the key nutrients that actively help your arteries heal naturally and restore proper function. Magnesium serves to relax and protect the smooth muscles surrounding your arterial walls. Niacin, which is vitamin B3, works together with HDL cholesterol to pull accumulated cholesterol safely back to your liver for elimination. Vitamin K2 and polyphenols work as protective compounds that keep calcium properly deposited in your bones, where it belongs, and far away from your arterial tissues. Finally, we introduced you to the natural therapeutic drink made with raw cacao powder that stimulates nitric oxide production. And for even more powerful results, we discussed the optional beneficial addition of beetroot powder. Together, these two ingredients work synergistically to boost nitric oxide levels, dramatically improve circulation throughout your body, and help your arteries regain the youthful flexibility and responsiveness they had decades ago, one simple cup at a time. If there's one single thing to remember and take away from today's video, it's this powerful truth. Your arteries aren't beyond repair or permanently damaged. Even after 60, 70, or 80 years of age, your body still possesses the innate wisdom and capability to heal itself when you provide it with the right tools, nutrients, and consistent support. Start with just 1 cup of this natural cacao drink every single day. Support that foundation with balanced, nutritious meals built around whole foods. Incorporate light, gentle movement into your daily routine, even if it's just walking, and prioritize good quality, restorative sleep each night. Over time, these small, seemingly simple actions can accumulate into a significantly stronger heart, dramatically better circulation, and a clearer, sharper mind. Now, I'd absolutely love to hear from you and learn about your thoughts and experiences. What did you think of today's video and the information we covered together? Are you planning to try this natural drink and see how it works for your own body? Let me know your thoughts, questions, or experiences in the comments section below, because your feedback helps me create even better content for this wonderful community. And if you found this video helpful, informative, or inspiring in any way, please take just a moment to hit that like button to help others discover this important information. Subscribe to the Health Bloom channel so you never miss future videos about evidence-based health strategies for living your best life. And please share this video with family members, friends, or anyone else who might benefit from learning about natural ways to support their cardiovascular health. Share your thoughts on arterial health, your own experiences with heart issues, or questions you'd like answered in future videos down in the comments. Your engagement helps build this community and shows me exactly what topics matter most to you. Remember this fundamental truth: small, consistent actions create lasting strength and vitality. Here's to building a stronger heart, enjoying better circulation, and creating healthier, more vibrant years ahead for all of us.